Hey up everyone, it's the Action Panda, and we are back on Seaopolis. Now, I'm just going to quickly sleep through this night, and got a few things to do. So, I haven't done any between work just yet. So we've got our beautiful reactor that's currently sat on full power. Not really needing much else. It's how heavily irradiated the core is. So setting to automatically eject the core using, well, less than a 40th of a bar per tick. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That can't complain there. Yeah, so we are going to have to go bigger than this eventually, so we can get rid of all of these. But we're going to need a lot of uranium in order to do that. And the problem with that is we haven't got a lot of uranium. The good thing is we have got lots of uranium ore. And where does this come from? The overworldly matter. Now, the other good thing is we've got mystical agriculture. So we can always make uranium seeds, which just require the blue stuff uranium and those. So do that first. At mystical, where are the seeds? There we are. So those, and we need 2 more of these, which is, oh, I'm gonna have to burn up another one of these, aren't I? There we go. Yeah, it's painful having to keep using this stuff, knowing how expensive it's getting making it, but it's definitely a slow progress to the insanium. We'll just have to keep at it until I can get the automation up and running in ridiculous speeds is what I'm aiming for. Right, so with the uranium, what I want to do is we'll swap out this infernium. We'll have a lot of infernium if we get that sorted and get it into here. Let's swap out that as well. No, we'll leave those as they are for a minute because these burn up so much power at the minute. 240 RF per tick each one of these fully upgraded ones. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 7 at 240 RF per tick. That's like, that's pretty much, that's almost that entire thing. So that's 240. So that's 22, 20. 18, about 1860, and each of these are 118 each, so that's almost that full row. It's just running those 7, and I mean, oh, there's another 2 fully upgraded ones there. So we're, yeah, that entire row of windmills is just processing that with a little bit of help from one of those. That's why I desperately need to get the power situation sorted. So I definitely need to get all the stuff I need, so I don't have to worry about running out. Right, let's get down to where I wanted to do next. So, because of, let's get rid of all these for a minute. Get rid of all of these. Because we've got the uranium ore downstairs, I do need to make sure we get that processed as well and use the mystical agriculture as the last ditch. So let us get on with this little quest line where we can get or trebling or quintupling or I forgot what the or doubling, tripling, quadrupling, quintillion or something like that. Yeah, 3, 4 and 5. So first thing we need is a purification chamber, which is an enrichment chamber wrapped in more stuff that we've got. So, do you know what? Because it's just going to be easier. Enrichment chamber is that. Crushers are that. Pulverizers are that. Have we got copper gears? In here, I think we have now, don't we? Copper gears, yep. And I know another recipe's been added for that with a fluid encapsulator and molten gold. That's still a pain in the backside to do, to be honest. Gold and red alloy ingots. Have I got an induction recipe for red alloy ingots? No, I do not. That is going to be problematic. Copper and iron, so let's just make sure we're using the right. That's nickel. Copper, right iron. That's the right copper. That's the iron. Copy that as well. So all of you can go in there. You can go in there. Might need to increase the size of the induction smelter one. We'll take you and we'll craft a few more. And then we need to get some gold. So is it 2 to 1? So we'll get 64 of you. In there, you in there. Okay, that flux dust pushed away, and we're going to need that a little bit later for making the tools unbreakable. Throw the rest of the gold in there. You're set to go. Brilliant. So, fortunately, I think if I look at purification chamber now, we're missing 2 more of those flux coils. And here's some we've already got going. Should probably get a recipe to get that automated as well, but you know what? We'll do that later. And we've got the purification chamber on its way. Now, that then needs a clinical injection chamber, which needs another purification chamber. So let's get you on. So that's the chemical injection chamber. Whoops. And then we need a chemical dissolution chamber, which is a bit easier. Chemical dissolution chamber, which is that. We haven't got the recipe for those, so we'll get that as well. And have we got the recipe actually for those? Where are they? Fine obsidian, dust in the in here. Yes, we do. So we can craft one of those, but we need more of that, and we need more bronze. Do we not have bronze in the induction smelter? No, we do not. We need to increase the size of that crafter. So let's take all those out. Grab the crafter. That goes straight into the backpack. It has. Stop it, you. And turn that into a iron crafter, which needs. It would need stuff, wouldn't it? Pop you back down. Get the wrench out. Make sure you're pointing the right way. And pop all you back in. Go get a bronze one. So your recipe in the induction smelter is that. tin and copper, so we need to make sure we get the right tin and the right copper. Copper is that one. Tin is that one. In you go. Right. Try this again. Chemical injection chamber. Oh yeah, we need some more of these foot things. There we go. One of you. And one of you. Right. And then it looks like the purification chamber's done. Where are we? Oh no, it's use that one. Make another one. So now got, yeah, injection, dissolution, purification chamber. Right. So these produce these three items. You've got clumps. So an iron clump is made of purification chamber with oxygen. We've got shards, which are made in a chemical injection chamber with hydrogen chloride. And we've got crystals, which are made in the chemical crystallizer with crystals, which comes from the clean iron slurry, which is dirty iron slurry, which is sulfuric acid and the ore. Sulfuric acid being sulfur trioxide and water vapour. We have got quite a few steps in order to get this all working to its fullest. Oh boy, I forgot how fun this was. So we've got the injection chamber, we've got the dissolution chamber, we just need the purification chamber, and we can at least get our tripling, because that one's a bit easier. I've got this on here to do it, but yeah, these are going to have to get updated every time. Okay, I wish this were a little bit easier. What I might do is just set these periodically up as and when I need them. Let's get the purification chamber. Where are we? You still not finished crafting yet? Come on. There we go. Purification chamber. Boop. So I can pop. So that just needs oxygen to work. Pop you off. Pop up there. You, if I shift click, I can take all these off. I want it to input from the right, output from the left. The gas, the oxygen, is going to input from the top. Now, to make oxygen, which we've already done, it's in this thing. Water, electricity separator, we get oxygen. That is simple enough. Let's get you downstairs. So you, my dear fella, are going to sit. Get rid of you. I should have kept that magnet on. Oh well. Let's take you and you. And let's get this power cable that we've got here. To here. Electrolytic separator. And then, have we got a blue ender tank? I don't think we do we? So, because of these wonderful things, I'll get one of you. And then we need some blue dye. We'll slap you on the front. And where's my dye? Blue, blue, blue. Right, and on to you. So fluids, input from the front. Items, nowhere. Gases. Here we go. Output 2 to the right, output 1 to the left. So 1 being hydrogen, 2 being oxygen. So oxygen, hydrogen. Now, if I was to get some chemical tanks, these store gas. So if I pop you here, and where's the other one? Forget, these things don't stack either. And one here, you'll see that is filling with oxygen, that is filling with hydrogen. And because of the ender tank at the front, it should never run out of water, but it is doing. Let me just make sure that's an input as well. Oh, I know why. Because it's not that smart. Right. Site config, fluids. Let's set the top to input. And we've turned that tile on the front to blue down. That will empty out the bottom of the tank into here. There we go. Infinite water. And these two filling up nicely. Now, I could use pressurized pipes, these things, to get the oxygen to here. But Mekanism has got one of my absolute favourite things. And that is a quantum entangle porter, which requires a teleportation core. Right, so I'm probably going to need a few of these. So you can get a pattern, and you can get a pattern. Throw those in there, and then make me 2 of these quantum entangle porters. And that'll do its thing. Once it's done its thing, I'll show you what I'm going to do with them. Right. So I've got one, wait for the other one, but this oxygen tank, I've now, if we were to right click with empty hand, no, yeah, side config, I'm going to set everything except for the left to input, coming in from there, and down to output. You can check this if you go to your configurator, set this to gases at the bottom. When you hover over it, you can see the different panels come up. So you can change the input output from here as well. But you can see the little red line to show input there, output there. You could, if you were to shift and right click, change this from the outside as well with your configurator. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to slap the entangle porter there. Now, this works like the ender tank, but better and for everything. So instead of it being just for items, just for fluids, it can do gases, it can do energy as well. Now, what I want this to say is gases, we want input from the top. We could do slurries, we could do heat, we could do infused. Yeah, these are brilliant. So input from the top. We're going to set this to a private or public. If you're on servers, you want it private. I'm not, so keep it public. But you set this as oxygen. Click the tick. We've now got a channel called oxygen. What this does, this is now filling it with energy. We don't want it to fill it with energy. So But you can see left hand side, oxygen's filling up. So leave that as output just so that it can pull everything out of there that it's just put in. But that oxygen output, if I now go to here, take the other quantum entangle porter, slap it on the top of the purification chamber. We'll go to the gases, we'll set everything to off, except the bottom, which we change to output, with auto eject on. I'm going to set all these to off as well, just so that it doesn't try to pull any other funnies. And we'll just shift click on all the panels and it all comes off. If we then click on this panel and say set, this channel, and say set, you'll see it changes there, oxygen. This now has the same as that. And is now pumping into the purification chamber. So, because I want the things that are in here for the minute, I'm going to set the export to off. But if I was to go to here, go iron, take some of these iron pieces and make 64 ore chunks. Slap it in there. As this fills up, one ore chunk is 3 iron clumps. Those 3 iron clumps crush into dirty iron dust. Those dirty iron dusts are enriched into iron dust. Those iron dusts are smelted into iron. So I'm going to need a crusher. I'm going to need to move this across. I'm going to put a crusher here, which I don't think I've got a crusher. No, but I've got an automated crafting recipe for it. So hooray for this. Probably swap that out for a crusher as well, to be honest. But yeah. Now this tangle importer as well works cross dimensions. So I could have a tangle importer for here in a compact machine, like the one that we've got next to our seed plantation there. So we could go into there, put a quantum entangle porter to transfer the items. Our flux storage works across dimensions as well. So we just need this for the power. And then we can set all the automation in there. I've got all these. Now, if I've got the crusher, yeah, crusher's here now. So just slap that there for now, just so that it's there. All I need to do now is get this. So this one works a bit differently. So this uses hydrogen chloride to turn a piece of ore into 4 shards. Those oxygen into clumps, clumps into dirty, dirty into clean, so on and so on. So the hydrogen chloride is the more difficult part. Because to make that, we need hydrogen. That's easy enough. We've got it here. But you also need... I've gone and pressed the wrong button. Chemical chamber. Hydrogen chloride. You need chlorine, which is sodium, and chlorine comes from brine. The brine comes from a thermal evaporation controller. This requires a few more blocks. So we need a controller. First of all, we need some of these. let's just get 64 of them. We'll need a valve, one for the input, one for the output, and we'll need a controller. So let's get a bunch of these mixes because I'm going to need a few of these. Have you done? You've done 63. Good, because I need 64 to complete that quest, and then I'll get rid of. Ding. There we go. So take you off a minute. So what was it? Purification chamber. Let's take the entangle porter as well. Crusher. Entangle porter can go there. So that retains all its settings when you break it, as does this. So now we want output into the crusher. Crusher will set everything off because we want input and output. And we also want, let's just get a couple of basic tiers for now. And let's make these while we've got the stuff. So I need a bucket. So you, and then I need 2 of you, 1 in, 1 out. And then I need these. So I'm going to throw those into the crusher. Get our tiers. There we go. So can this be? Yes, it can. Oh, good. Yeah. Oh, yes, they all can. Brilliant. So now I can throw the rest of those in there. I mean, that is... Oh, I forgot to reset that to oxygen so that it fills that back up. That's producing fine. That's got none in it. That's got... We're producing faster than we're burning. That's the main thing. We've got an excess. Good. So let's do the crusher as well. And now when this turns into 3, auto eject from the purifier into the crusher, and that auto ejects into the enrichment factory, which turns the dirty into clean. That goes to the smeltery, which turns it to iron. All goes away. Uranium is the thing that we needed the most of. We need a lot for the generator. So if I was to get a couple of stacks of this, throw them into here, and then in these, let's create, throw these back in. So we need 3 of you. We need 3 of you, and we need 3 of you. Brilliant. Now, we need to get this... Not that. Thermal evaporation blocks. Let's get these all set up. So, these can be done anywhere. So, I might get one built down here. That's a good spot. So we need, let's do a 4 by 2. So on input and output, the controller. And per the sparkles, we're done. So this has a temperature you can pump heat into this in order to increase the temperature. The faster the temperature, the faster it works. Now, if we were to get another ender tank, some more blue dye, let's set the tank first before I put it up there. And let's get a couple of mechanical pipes. One there, one there. We'll set you to separate, you to output, and just so that it's neat, you to input. This fills with water. The water is turned to brine. With me so far. The brine, if I go back to what I was doing, brine needs to go through an electrolytic separator to get chlorine, which we then need to go through a chemical infuser to make the hydrogen chloride. So, quantum entangle porter. Gonna need a few more of you, so I might as well make them. Brine. Should we do it through entangle porter or an ender tank? Ooh, we'll do it through an ender tank. Given how many uses it's going to get, this will be cheaper. And for the dye, let's go light. Let's go light grey. Oh, that's already latex. So no light grey. Is there a dark grey? No. Oh well, we might just have to good old fashioned keep it at white. Yeah, stick with white, I think. Let's just make sure that has gone white, because it... Is that just a full stack of... Or am I just going balmy? Right. Yeah, white, good. So let's break you, and we'll put you there. You are set to out and to in, and that is our tank of brine. Let's go back upstairs and make the... So what do we need? We needed a electrolytic separator to get the chlorine, and then we needed a chemical infuser to get the chloride. We need bronze for that, and we need... Have I already got that as a... No, injection. Do you know what? Again, just for the sake of simplicity, I love auto crafting. Throw them in there. So I want a chemical infuser and an electrolytic separator. Back in a mo when these have all been built up. You know, when all these are upgraded to full. Oh, it does some magic. Although I'm definitely producing faster. I'm not producing enough to keep these filled up, but we're all just starting, aren't we? Right, what are the things we needed? We needed the electrolytic separator and the chemical infuser, which is still crafting. Yes, just waiting on a few things. It's with the entangle porters. So, let us. We're going to do this one a little bit more direct because we can take our brine. It needs to go into an electrolytic separator, just like that, and then that needs power, which there we are. There we go. We've got that powered up, and we have got sodium and chlorine. Now, as for outputs, chlorine goes right, sodium goes left. We are inputting from the top. We don't need anything else. Yep. That doesn't need anything else anyway. That's inputting from the top. Oh, that's just gases outputting it. So that's that's good. That's good. That's still doing what it needs to do. So, what we then need is the chemical infuser, and that will infuse hydrogen. Pop you here with a power cable. So you're powered. So we want you on the gases to input, and then you're going to output at the top. Input right. So red. Yeah. So set this gases to auto eject. We should have chlorine going into your oxygen. We need hydrogen. I mean, because it's so close, we'll use some of these pressurized tubes. So, do. Set you to out, you to in, and then we want yellow. No, we wanted it inside, didn't we? That's all fine. Change to a wrench. Let's get you back. Pressurized tube. A bit more direct. Oop. Take it off. Wrench. So you can do that. There we go. So now, input orange right. And this is orange X on. All good. Set this to. So we are inputting from the right, we are outputting from the left and the bottom, but we don't have a need for it just yet. That's going into there. And we've got hydrogen chloride. We then take the quantum entangle porter, slap you on the top, everything off, everything off, everything off. You don't have to do this, but I always just like to. And then gases, we want input from the bottom only. And then we set you to hydro. Nope, it's not how you spell. Hydrogen chloride. So we can't set it to that, but can set it to hydrochloride. I'll know what it means. Boop, hydrochloride. Set, and you are filling with hydrogen chloride. Now, yeah, we've got enough clumps to do that, don't we? So we needed next this one today. Oh, do you know what? We made all these things, didn't we? We need to actually have them in our hands to complete the quest. There's me being a complete and utter forgetful so-and-so with that. That's fine, we need more of these anyway. We need another one of those, and we need another one of those anyway. Just so we can complete the quest line. But, what was the thing we needed? Aren't you glad? Chemical injection chamber. Which, I'm pressing all around. Chemical injection chamber. Yeah, excellent. So, let's get another quantum entangle potter. Pop you the. Oh, no, not you there. Pop you there. And again, turn all the configs off. This much more required because it's next to another one, and I don't want it to start interfering with each other's channels. So we want gases to output at the bottom. Take you out. Let's get all these quests complete. So we needed one of you. One of you got those two completed. Good. We're going to need another one of you anyway, so I'll get you out ready. But we need one of you. We need one of you. And we need one of you. Got you out ready. Have I said, yeah, I've told to make more than I need, but do you know what? We're going to need them all anyway, so just let it craft them up and we'll use them. Right, we've done it all. Definitely running over on time, but yeah, we've got all those now. Just a sawmill and a compressor through that, and the rest of the upgrades, so we'll come back to those. But, chemical injection chamber. We want to set everything to off except for input from the right, output to the left, or to eject. Gases, input from the top. Is hydrogen chloride a gas or is it liquid now? Can't remember. Hydrogen chloride. That is a gas. So good, yeah. So, gases, input from the top. Energy, could be anywhere. We set U. Gases, output, auto eject. And this should... Oh. Set the channel to hydrogen chloride. And we're full of hydrogen chloride. Excellent. Let's give it the full factory treatment. And then, just so that we can get things going again, let's pop you back on to output. Excellent. And before I do, let's turn auto eject off. Turn that off a minute. Because I need to get 64 of these to complete the quest. But we've got shards, which purify down to clumps, which crush down to dirty, which clean up to, which enrich up to normal dust, which smelt up to ingots. So 1 chunk, 4 ingots. 1 step away from the quintupling, which is, if we get back to it, chemical dissolution chamber, which does need the osmium compressor. Not need it, but we need to complete the quest to get it up on this side. But that, which needs all these slurries, which needs sulfuric acid, and then turns the ore into slurries, which we then need to clean into crystals. This is the step that's going to be a little more awkward. So this is where this will stay the same, but that step will be done elsewhere and then brought back into here. But quantum entangle porters are amazing. We've got all this stuff going. We've got the thermal evaporation going down there. And we've got our Quadrupling, which, if you ask me, is a really good place to be. Although, we have hit the problem. No, we are getting enough energy. This is a little on the slow side. Because we're having problems with energy. Because our cables can't carry enough energy. That is a problem. So I may have to get all these upgraded to the next tier up. Which fortunately is a simple case of that. And then if I pop them there, that should connect up to that. I'll get all these changed over. We're way over on time anyway, so definitely want to be wrapping this up. So, yeah. Same as always, do the usual things. Pop to the comments, hit like, hit subscribe, all that jazz. Again, every time you do, it helps me massively. So every little thing you do, I appreciate, and I do reply back to comments as soon as I can. So if you do comment away, I will be sure to pick it up. But in the meantime, I'll get on with all the extra jobs that I've mentioned. The moving the Infernium farm into the compact machine, building up the steel so that we can get this upgraded to reinforced, so that we can get more power out of it, and yeah, just generally try and get that insanium into mystical agriculture stuff that I need so that we can get everything a lot easier. But in the meantime, you guys take it steady. Everything's a good one. And I shall catch you all in the laggy next one. Bye-bye.